Yanni Tor. Dr. Yanni Tor.
All right, everyone. Welcome
Right.
back for episode 3.
Hi,
Welcome in,
everybody.
We have channeled the dark magics to bring Viper back from the dead.
Pew-wee.
So he is once again with us.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
me.
Dr. Nick.
Dr. J, is the light of God shining on your face right now, or
I got my notes pulled up, and of course, apparently, I have it set to surface of the sun. Oh, now I'm dark and brooding. I can't
Now you look like a normal human being. Oh, God.
Maybe I could do like half and half. There. I just pulled the screen down a little bit.
Just a little touch.
Just a little.
Some
I don't look radioactive anymore.
weird.
Well, welcome,
generates your
everybody,
face.
Yeah.
to episode 3.
Mm-hmm. Gentlemen, how's life?
More positive than it was last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Alden, if you want to go ahead and take the floor, go ahead and tell everybody what's been going on.
Well, last week I mentioned that I apparently had a diagnosis from my doctor that I not only do I have a fatty liver disease, I apparently have an advanced stage of fibrosis, which, if you're not familiar, it's when the fat on your liver causes so much scarring that it stops functioning properly, and if it's not treated, it could lead to cirrhosis, which is most commonly known to people who are chronic alcoholics, which I've never drank in my life. So, needless to say, I crapped a game hen as soon as I saw those results, and basically took my life into a completely different direction. I have not had fast food in 9 days. I have only had one soda, and it was
Awesome.
like a Mountain Dew Zero cherry lemon flavor. I saw it tonight at the store. I was gonna take a sip and give
Is
it
that
away,
the
but I
red, white,
realized-
and blue one?
No, it's just like a. Well, I don't have the bottle with me, but it's like a kind of like a red with a yellow cap.
What's the deal with Mountain Dew drink?
What's the deal with that? So I wanted to try that tonight, but for the most part, I've done done better with it. I have completely cut out, like I said, all fast food. I haven't eaten anything fried, hardly at all. Haven't had any candy. Basically, every day I've been eating nothing but like fish, like tilapia and salmon, grilled chicken, oatmeal, rice cakes, Greek yogurt, fruit. I learned how to bread my own okra last night using whole wheat flour and whole grain.
I've had to do that
cornmeal.
before.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
I
I
love
remember
okra.
that.
I love okra, but it was. So these are things I need to change because basically I need to lose weight. The silver lining was I finally heard back from my doctor and not just from the results. And here is how that exchange went. Per the doctor, tell him that it showed fatty liver with moderate fibrosis. Their words, moderate, not advanced. Don't know how that one, because the scan literally said stage F3, which
That's a
signifies
tornado.
worse. F2
Sorry.
means it's treatable. So he said he potentially could be a candidate for fatty liver drug Rezdiffra, but talk to your primary care about a GLP-1 drug. I don't know if I'll need to do that because I have already lost like almost 10 pounds just from cutting that crap out, and I've been exercising every day. He said, ask if I've had that discussion and schedule a follow-up. And then I was like, I'll make an appointment, but I need to know, is this reversible if I actually lose the weight and eat healthier? And their response was, yes, it is reversible and can improve with a healthy life change. I'm like, already on it. So I feel a little more optimistic than I did last week.
Hot take. Breading vegetables in my brain defeats the purpose. And I'm not trying to crap on you, I promise. And it's almost like whenever you have broccoli. In my mind, you have broccoli, and then you're like, you know what this needs? 7 pounds of cheese.
Counterpoint.
I agree with Barbell.
Most people who bread use regular white flour. Whole wheat flour actually has had a lot of studies to show that it could improve liver function,
Okay.
which is why I'm using it.
Redacted.
And I'm using olive oil, not vegetable oil.
Yeah, we've switched a lot of stuff over too, and like I'm going. Well, I would show you my medicine bag like an old man, but I'm taking a whole bunch of stuff now too because I probably got some real fun genes from mom and dad. I got the thyroid thing going on, and then
Oh, you on levothyroxine?
yeah, show is.
Oh, what you gram? Are you on 50 micro or 100 micro?
I'm on 100 most likely.
I'm on
Sorry,
100 micro.
All right, we just
Yeah, baby.
I switched over 2 years ago after my I started funny enough, I switched over right before my cancer diagnosis because we were trying to knock out every single thing that could possibly be causing my issues. And like, hey, maybe your thyroid's not acting right. So they did some tests. So like, it looks like your hormone's a little low. We'll switch you up. And then had a colonoscopy. Like, no, you have cancer. I'm like, oh, okay, so it wasn't the thyroid.
Yeah.
But I'm still on
my
100.
thyroid's
I'm
busted.
doing okay.
So
Yeah.
my thyroid's definitely busted, and I got that I think from mom. So.
My grandmother had hers removed like 15 years ago. I have a coworker who has Hashimoto's, so that really
Yeah,
sucks.
that's what I have. I didn't know.
Oh
if
God,
y'all...
you have hot. I didn't know that. That's serious. Well,
Oh, okay.
that will negatively impact a lot of things in your life. So you could chalk a lot of, if you have any health issues, you can chalk a lot of it up to that. Hashimoto's
You know,
sucks.
I still, other than just being really big, I'm still active enough because my job requires.
You are on your feet quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's another reason why summer sucks so bad is just because. What am I doing?
Yeah.
My wife is a teacher, and the amount of the amount of steps that she gets every day, like even when I actively try to walk, because I'm a desk jockey, so if I don't walk on my lunch breaks or my 15 minutes that I never take, I can't even get close to 10,000 steps, and she comes home like with that minimum every day. And
Well, part of
like,
mine's messed up simply because when I wear my watch, it counts every time I like use a drum or I have these little rhythm sticks to tap rhythms out, and then it's like at lunchtime you've had 11,000 steps, and I'm like, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll get back from lunch at 8,200, and then like at the end of the day, I feel my watch start shooting the fireworks off at 10,000. I'm like, now I know I have not done 1,800 steps since I sat back on my desk because I have not moved since I got back in this office. So whatever, but.
The last month or two, I've been coming in, actually waking up at the butt crack of dawn and going to a nearby flea market, and I get about half a mile just wandering up and down the parking lot, looking at stuff, which is kind of neat. And then I, work up a sweat, and so I just got to do more of that. So
the most I've ever walked in a day, and I'll never do this again, but it was awesome. I worked right before my dad died. I worked seasonal at the post office, like not like the post office, like the actual plant, the distribution center, the main plant, for 2 months. And there was one night, I don't know why I did it. I guess because when I started there, my motto was I'm going to make my wallet fatter and my pants lighter. And that sounds weird. I was going to lose weight and get paid a lot because it was good.
No, I like the first way better.
It was like 72 hours a week minimum. It was 12-hour shifts, and you could go as much as like 9 days without a day off. It was 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. and it was you're on your feet the entire time. You got like a 15-minute break like every 2 hours, but
my feet hurt listening to you say this.
Oh, it sucked. I have fun stories about the post office though. If you want to know how the sausage is made.
We'll do that one day.
I do not.
I love sausage and how it's made, so let's do it. One day.
There's a reason why when people go crazy, they go postal.
When your crap gets broken, I can tell you why, and that's because there's a small little section for the small parcel. They call it the hot mail, and it's basically where the small packages go, and they sort them. There's little bins for every zip code around the city, and for like distant ones. So like we had all the ones for the city we live in, but there's also ones that go like somewhere in Kentucky and some that go to Virginia. But we're over there with the seasonal workers, and we're like, hey, this one needs to go to Oneida, and people were like, Kobe, and they're just throwing it across the room. I'm like, that's why your crap's broken.
Kobe.
But yeah, so that was fun. But anyway, there was one night that I was working, and I was not forklift certified, so I couldn't drive a forklift. But I know my way around a pallet jack, manual one. So I was like, I want some extra steps. I'm going to go the extra mile and help these people out. So I decided to manually get these boxes that the forklifts were, just to help them out. I was going to pretend to be a forklift operator and take them from one side of the plant to the other to the loading dock. And I did that for a few hours. By the end of the night, I looked, and I had walked 15 miles that day.
Good God.
And I was like, that is the best exercise I've ever had in my life, and I never did it again.
So funny story. So whenever I was delivering beer, I was moving a lot. I was at the minimum doing 10 to 12 miles a day. And so I saw online, I was like, there's a Jimmy Buffett virtual run. And I was like, okay. So literally, I signed up for it. I paid the money to do it. And then I literally did 50 miles in almost a week and a half.
Nice. We
It was crazy.
2 years
I
ago.
can't relate.
2 years ago, our boss gave us an incentive where it's like you get a bonus. I can't remember how much the bonus was for. I think it was like $100. It wasn't like a substantial amount, but it's like all you have to do to get this money is to in 2 months walk 50 miles, and I'm like, that's nothing. So I ended up doing 250 miles.
Does that mean you get more money
more
for
than
50 miles?
I did. I did more than anyone, so he gave me extra money for it.
Wow.
It was awesome. I was really
I
happy
wish
about
they'd
that.
do that for me. That'd be neat. Boy, I'd be skinny as you guys. I need to be a twig boy.
I would not call myself skinny.
I would definitely not call myself skinny.
My last
Y'all
weigh-in this morning was
haven't seen me.
335.
Yeah, I have.
Me?
I am.
Wait.
Yeah, I've seen you. I saw you last weekend.
Oh, right. That's true. Oh, I thought you meant in general. No, I saw you last weekend too. No, that's fine. No, I don't want to disclose my weight, but it's a lot.
I'm not afraid to admit mine because I'm going to make dang sure that it goes down every day. And I actually, when I start working at it and I feel proud of the progress I'm making, I'm very candid about how overweight I am because I want to shame past me and say I'm not going to be you anymore. Like I am going to have like a ritual giving away or burning of the 3X clothes.
Let's just say I'm more than you. And I'm moving up a size almost. Yeah. But I'm part of the medication stuff that's changing around with me is kind of helping me get in a better mindset and not like stress eat and panic eat and eat because I'm bored. And I was telling a friend today that probably partially because I'm back at work, but I'm feeling pretty good. Like up here anyway. So
what got me the most was the fact that when I first got diagnosed with fatty liver like 7 years ago, no one ever told me how dangerous it was. It was just, a lot of people have it, which they do. Just a week from not eating the crap I was eating, I was like, how does not everyone in America have this? And I think 90% of obese people have it to some degree, to some level. So like I never knew the danger of it. I didn't even know what fibrosis was until like 4 months ago. My doctor's like, we want to scan you for that. I'm like, what's that? And he goes, it's the precursor to cirrhosis. And I knew what that was because my dad had it. And I was like, that's scary. So like for the past few months, I've been like terrified to get that scan. And now that I finally got it and that's what they told me, I'm like, okay, I wish I'd taken it seriously. And that was like what snapped me into place. It was no longer I really want to get thin, but God, those new Reese flavors are coming out this week, and I'll just start next Friday. It was like you're gonna die if you don't do something. So like this is the last weekend was I guess today is Friday. 2 Fridays in a row I have not stopped and got pizza. That was a Friday ritual for us, and I have not touched a slice of pizza for 2 weeks now because it's too afraid to. And now that I know that I'm going to be okay if I do better, I still don't want to mess with it. Like all the temptations I had today, I picked up my son. He wanted to go to Taco Bell and get a cheesy roll up. I didn't get anything for me. Then I went to Cracker Barrel to get dinner. I just got some grilled chicken strips. Could have gotten anything else? Didn't. He wanted to go to Burger King and get an icy. Didn't get anything else either. I just passed all those places up. I got a stevia, clearly Canadian, and well, I actually haven't eaten anything since like 5. That's another thing. I used to eat I would get off the stream or eat during stream at like 11 o'clock at night. I don't know the last time I've eaten past like 6. I'm like, I just feel so motivated and dedicated right now that I'm not going to give up on this.
My question is, was the new Cracker Barrel logo back up?
I don't think they ever changed it where I
Yeah.
live.
I don't think they ever changed it around here.
They haven't done anything right.
Man,
They don't
I
care
am
about
so-
us.
We are so far behind the times.
I am so glad that we have that fixed now, because by God, that was what was making the world turn. So
Yeah.
he said sarcastically. Lord.
Well, anyway,
All right.
to our main subject for the night, let's talk about our musical backgrounds. Where did we start? How did we get where we are? What are we doing with it now? And do we still love music, or do we hate it?
No.
I don't think any of us hate it. I don't know how active any of us are. I know I could be more. I say I'm not very musically inclined anymore, and you just see this
You're looking at
panoramic
74
backdrop.
See all the
behind
guitars and
See all this crap behind me. I don't know who put it here. I
just broke into
really
a
wish
pawn
someone would
shop
move
and
it.
started this podcast. Ooh, anytime we make a bad joke, we have to have a rim shot.
I'd rather
Which,
not.
my God, it would play the whole time.
but
Well,
The wife be home.
The wife be home.
The wife be home. You could see the light of God briefly in the window.
my wife just gone.
My wife.
My wife.
We're about to get rated. Who wants to go first on their musical soiree or whatever the fancy word is?
Well,
Ready, set, go.
racing.
Hello, bud.
She did really good skating, buddy.
Yay, I'm proud.
And
I guess I can go first
You should.
I did.
because mine's probably going to be the easiest ones. So I was a musician all the way through middle school, through high school. Played in the marching band, jazz band, and then went on to college. Did not know that I was going to college until literally not long before. But
Same.
and then got a scholarship, went to college, thought I was going to end up being a teacher. Did not work out. Pushed my way through college because I was not the best student, and both of y'all know me in college. I was definitely not the best student. It was a struggle from beginning to end, and so I moved into a music with an outside field in business administration. After that, I have not done anything with music. I love to be around music. I love to listen to music, and I haven't played in years. I mean, I literally do not know where my trombone is. I was a
Did I
trombone
buy
player.
one off you? I can't remember.
I don't think so. I think you were wanting to, but you never
Where did I
did.
buy a trombone? Oh, it was my wife's best friend's husband for $20, and I sold it for $400. But anyway, because a week later I needed 4 brand new tires, so I was like, "Whoop, guess that goes."
But there was some cool things in college that I was able to do. There was some fun things in high school that I was able to do. We marched in the Main Street Parade at Disney World. That was pretty fun, even though that we played Rocky Top in the middle of Florida in the scalding hot,
Music.
which was not a fan favorite, by the way. If you, we literally got booed playing Rocky Top.
How
which
do
is
we
our-
how do we get all these children potentially maimed in the middle of Disney World? Oh, let's play a song from an opposing college's fight song.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Nothing bad will happen.
But we did get to march in the Orange Bowl before they tore it down. That was really cool.
Hang on 1 second. It has once again kicked out our friends here. Give me 1 moment.
I'll hold that thought because.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
We good?
Yeah.
We good?
It did its thing again where it kicked everyone out.
Oh,
Continue.
awesome.
Maybe it's like a 9:30 ding thing.
'Cause it
I
did
was
it
going to
last week,
say
too.
there was one point where I crossed paths with Viper at one of my marching band festivals because I distinctly remember one of his little outfits for his high school marching band, and I was like,
The orange Converse, is that what you're talking about?
yeah, and the suspenders and the zoot suit and everything, and I'm like, interesting, and I'm standing there looking like a British turncoat. So
So that's pretty much mine. I still like to dabble in music. I like to somewhat think I can do things with music, but I don't do it now.
we can
So
change that.
we can, but we probably won't.
Should we change that?
So I will pass it. Who wants to take the baton?
Hmm.
50-50. Either
You want
got
to play
the
rock paper
writer
scissors for it?
or the musician.
Alden, rock paper scissors. Let's go.
All right.
Rock paper scissors. Shoot.
Nice little delay here.
Oh dang it!
That's not fair. It's a delay.
Boo! All right, go.
Okay, I'll go. Want me
He
to
just
go?
stands up and walks away.
Okay. All right.
Oh man.
Very well. Where do I begin?
How do you play a cat?
My father was a relentlessly self-improving Boulangerie owner from Belgium with a low-grade narcolepsy and a penchant for buggery. I couldn't say it with a straight
Raised in
face.
mines.
Okay, seriously.
Born into
my
dark.
my music path started when I was in 5th grade, so I'd be around 10-ish.
Tennis. That's Sean Connery's favorite sport. Sorry. Go on.
My aunt was and my father were in the band in high school. My father played percussion. And my aunt was a clarinetist. No, she wasn't. That was a lie. She's a flautist. She played flute. But my cousin, her son, played clarinet and then went to saxophone. So there was kind of like a little circle in my family. So my dad had a snare drum. It's actually in my room somewhere still. And he let me borrow it so I'd start band. So I actually, funny enough, almost gave it up very quickly. I didn't even get through my first year before I fell victim to the curse of band is for dorks. You should quit. So I almost quit in 5th grade, but I kept going with it. And it was never more than anything than other just to be in band. I didn't take it seriously. Never really cared that much about it. 8th grade rolls around. I got the opportunity to be in marching band with a high school. Go to my first band clinic. Only band clinic I ever went to was in 8th grade. I never cared about going again. But then somewhere around sophomore year, we had a talent show at school, and 2 different bands in my school performed, and that's when I was like, whoa, I want to do that. I want to learn how to play the guitar. That sounds cool. So like literally the next day, it was on a Friday, so the next day was Saturday. I went to my friend Chris's house, and he let me borrow a black Fender Squier Strat with the 19th fret missing, and I started. I learned how to start playing it, and then like a few days later, I went to the music store in town where he got it, and I bought my own. It was actually this guitar right here.
I'm going to count all the frets and make sure the 19th one is still missing.
This is not the same guitar, so it's not.
Oh,
This was my first guitar. This is the one I bought. It's some brand called Elica. I have no idea what it is. The action is so terrible on it, you actually can't play it. Listen. No idea what happened.
Wow.
But it's here. I'm not going to put it back on the stand. But my mom got me an acoustic at the same time, so I got started off with 2 guitars, and I got really into it. That was sophomore year. So senior year comes around, and I have to graduate, and then you have that pants-crapping realization that you have no idea what you want to do with your life. So I
Been there.
narrowed it down to all of these ideas. I want to either be A game designer, B, a luthier, or C, I wanted to be in a band. And most of those aren't something you go to college for, not like traditional college. So I was like, I basically decided I'm going to go to undergrad community college for gen ed, which is what most people do. And then I immediately changed as soon as it started to just general music. So I get through general music, And let me say, I come from, this is going to be long-winded, I'm sorry. I come from a small little town in a small little county that literally the extent of our fine arts program at my high school was band, choir, and theater. There was no any kind of education whatsoever. I didn't know what music theory was until college. I didn't know music theory was a thing. So I get to college.
I didn't either.
I did?
I start my program, and then I see all these classes I've taken. What's music theory? And I remember the first day I walk in there, and it's just I'd taken piano lessons to an extent, so I kind of knew what a bass clef was, and I knew kind of what a treble clef was. Remember, I was percussion, so besides playing like marimba, I never dealt with notes on a staff. It was just one long line. So I get in there, and it's just a board with 4 individual staves on it and like chords, and one of them was a major chord, one was a minor chord, one was I think either a diminished or augmented, and one was like a first inversion chord or something like that. I can't remember these details, but we go in, and here comes the teacher, and he walks in with his head up high. He was like this jazz musician, and he walks in and he's like, "What are these chords?" And I'm like,
"What's a chord?"
Major chord. And I got nothing. But I got really into theory just from listening to him do that and finishing up my class. And then, community college comes to an end. What are you going to do with your associate's degree besides either start a fire or use it for toilet paper? So
you should say start a fire. But
I enroll in another school to get my bachelor's. That's where I met you guys. Mm-hmm. And I become a music theory major. And the first semester, and probably even like the first month or so, I am in there with our lovely teacher. You know who I'm talking about. And he is talking to us, and he's talking to us about something called notation software. And I was like, "What's that?" Because at this time, the only thing I'd ever seen how to write music on any kind of form was this thing. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's something I used to use for guitar called Power Tab. And this little program you can make guitar tabs, and that's the most. I used to have that on my laptop, and I would sit there and try to make guitar riffs with it. But he showed us Finale Notepad, and I was like, "This is the coolest thing ever." So I immediately paid $10 to buy it. It went free a month later. I died inside. And then pretty shortly after, I was tired of the 8-stave limitation, and I bought the full thing. I said, "This is an investment I want," and I bought it. And I bought it. I think I texted my mom and said, "Hey, Mom, will you buy this for me? I know I'm like 20, but I don't have a job or money." I quit my job at Hardee's because I didn't want to work and go to school. So I got Finale, and then I spent many hours sitting in the music building writing music and playing Minecraft. And that's when I decided I wanted to be a composer. And I never gave up on that dream of, being in a band. But the fact of the matter is, I started playing guitar 19 years ago, and I've still never written a song. I've written hundreds of pieces of music, but I've never written a song. So I think it's time to put that dream to bed. But the composition thing, I'm still, really into. So I graduate undergrad, and then I go on to grad school and get a master's in composition. And for my thesis, I wrote a symphony. Not a very big one. It's like 15, not 18 minutes. It's not like very long at all, but it's, my biggest work I've done. And I actually quit writing for a while. I remember my teacher telling me, basically it's like, if you feel like you have no passion for this, you should go work in the public and see if it calls you back. And the summer I got married, I was on furlough from work because of COVID. And I was sitting on my laptop, and that's when I discovered audio samples. So I'm gonna let you guys in on an insider secret. A lot of your video games, they are not entirely recorded by instruments or MIDI. A lot of them use samples. And like a good example is, have you guys played not Wind Waker, Majora's Mask?
Yeah.
If you listen to the music from Woodfall Temple, almost the entire music is just different samples from this one pack that I have. I could actually show you the samples individually, and it's really cool.
I had noticed that from other sample packs, like I think with Resident Evil 4 and there was some other stuff where I would like check things out and it'd say, "Oh, this is part of the blah blah pack," and you're like, "Oh,
Oh, the one I'm most proud of is I'm currently playing Final Fantasy X-2 right now, and there's this track that plays occasionally, and it's there's this random sound in there, and I'm like, that sounds very familiar. It's the exact same sound it plays in Deadly Premonition when you pick up an item, and I've discerned that from the track. I was like, that's weird that I can do that now. But like if I
which
hear
I
a sound
bought that
effect,
for
I know.
$1.24 on GOG."
Yeah.
There's one that's really interesting sample. It's called I think it's called "Someone's at the Door" or "Who's at the Door" something, and they've used it for like all kinds of tracks. It's used in both Silent Hill Origins and Resident Evil 4.
Sally, RNG.
I'll have to show you that one sometime. But anyway, so that summer I figured out how to use like audio samples, and I started making my own Silent Hill kind of music. But then I started trying to produce my own music too of the other things I had written back in college, and then it led me to writing more and more stuff. And then I moved into this house, and then I started making a theoretical game soundtrack, and now I have over 100 tracks on my website. And that was pretty consistent. I was making it a habit of writing at least 40 tracks a year. I had to do at least 10 every quarter. But then after I got sick, I kind of haven't written. I think I've written like 2 tracks in the past 2 years. So I've really kind of fallen off. But I won't say that I don't care about music anymore. It's just, I don't know. I think I've been playing games too much. But once I finally find time again to really balance everything, even if it means cutting back on gaming or streaming. I don't want to cut back on streaming. I already cut down to 4 nights a week. I need to start writing again. But yeah, I haven't given up on music. That's the extent of it. But yeah, go check out my music.
Yeah.
Definitely check out. Tell them where they can check it out.
I have a YouTube, but primarily it's on Bandcamp. It's called bandcamp.com/r.aldenclark/ send me money.
I got lost on that website for a long time after you had like showed it to me a long time ago, and I was like, "This is cool. Look at all this."
Yeah, I think you messaged something or sent something out that I checked into, and it was really cool.
It's a cool website because, for one, unlike like Apple and Amazon, where you either have to sign with a company like BMI or ASCAP, when you have to license your music, you retain the rights to doing it. To do it, and they also the cut they take is smaller than most of the sites. You still get like 65 to 70%, and occasionally the first Friday of the month, sometimes they do something called Bandcamp Friday, and that's when they waive all of those rights. They waive all those fees. So at most they take like the tax out of it, so you get like 98% of the revenue for what. So if I have a track that's like $1, I get like 98 cents off of it instead of like 65 cents. And that's actually next Friday. So. But yeah, I need to start writing more. I'll start writing more when I feel the inspiration.
Do it.
All right.
So, Doc.
Where do we go? Okay. So some of this stuff might kind of take a dark turn, which, it is okay. Like both of you, I started in my county. My situation is kind of a lot like how Alden's was, because we're kind of more of in a rural area, and Zook's more urban, but kind of not urban-esque. My family life was kind of in shambles when 5th grade started. So Dad went into debt to get my trumpet, and he just flat out bought it. Just bought it. And I remember when I was older finding out that it was part of the bankruptcy papers that they couldn't afford to pay for the trumpet. But I still had it for a long time. I vaguely remember having it one day a week. Thought it was super special to go out of class. And I mean, I was a good student, but I did like the other, look at how cool I can do all these other things shtick. They had a little instrument tryout sheet, and they said, write down the top 3 instruments you want to try. And I don't remember him ever coming beforehand.
I remember doing that.
Yeah. But I remember writing down percussion 3 times. Said, name 3 instruments, percussion. So he did like a little something. He probably tapped like a little rhythm example on on his desk, and then I probably bombed the daylights out of that. And it just so happened that he was a trumpet player, and he goes, "How about trumpet?" I was like, "Okay," and there we go. Um, Played through 5th grade, had a little concert. 6th grade, 7th grade, moved counties from one podunk place to another podunk place, so it wasn't really that much of a change. Um, my middle school band director may be watching, so hey, how's it going? Um, but kind of middle school was also not a very good time family wise, and there's lots of stuff going on. But band was cool. I didn't have a whole lot of like friends there. I had one that I'd known since I was born, and when I moved to counties, I reconnected with him and a couple others. But where it started really clicking was high school, big time. And I wasn't well. Looking at my face up, you can't really tell kind of the body type I have, but I was not built for the outside world sometimes. And going through band camp was a big to do. And it was the only time I went away for band camp. It was at a 4-H camp a couple of counties away. And I weaseled my way out of the last half day, and I always regret that because I don't think I faked being sick, but I don't know what I did. But I remember leaving a half day early, and my band directors were trying to talk me into staying. And I distinctly remember getting on the back of a golf cart, driving all the way across the camp. And my band director was at his room, and he answered the door in his underwear. So I was nipple to face with this band director of mine, who he may be watching too. So hey, what's up? But I ended up leaving half a day early. But that was the only time I remember going. I went through the year thinking I don't think I can keep up with this, but I came back for round 2, 10th grade, and it started to click, and I started getting more friends. And I started having more fun. 11th grade hit, 12th grade hit. I was much more into the social aspect, especially in the fall.
I think I was too.
Yeah,
I
didn't. I appreciated what I could do, but I definitely liked having people in my corner for me. And the older I got, the more responsibilities I got with it. I would lead sections at one point. I would somehow became the band captain, which that's nothing but a title. They just kick you out of the room for 5 minutes and go, "All right, raise your hand if you want this guy to be the captain." Oh, okay. So, and high school drama with all that junk, but dude, it was the funnest thing for me. And I never really thought about anything past high school with that. And I remember high school being leaving. It was rough. And I didn't really have any plans for college. I didn't know what to do. I worked at a Crystal my senior year in high school, so I would go straight from band practices to Crystal and work from 5 to 11 after having like a 3:30 to 5:30 practice.
Yeah, I think I did the same thing with Burger King.
I did that till my freshman year in college, and they had like a corporate guy there, like checking boxes and trying to make sure everybody was doing the things right. And I came in from practicing at college for a rehearsal, like 4:30 leaving there, 5 o'clock clocking in at 5:05. That guy was breathing down my neck going, "Did you know that you put the onions on at a 90-degree angle and it is actually supposed to be?" And I looked at him and I railed him and I was like, "You ain't got me today, brother." And that was, I think, one of the last weeks I worked there because I said, I'm done. But yeah, getting into college was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I was offered a scholarship because I played a solo from a Martin Luther King parade we did the January before. And I didn't have any sense of direction, but I knew band was good for me and it couldn't hurt to keep going. So that's what I did. I had a free ride for most of my time there. I couldn't get everything done in 4 years, so I had a victory lap.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's where Viper and I got our victory laps, and that was close to the time where Alden showed up, like halfway through.
Indeed.
And then so that gave me more time to get some more vocal stuff because I'm, like I said, I'm a trumpet player and I did a lot of brass stuff. And then when I got out of college, I worked at a kitchen in a nursing home because that's what you do with a music degree.
Yep.
Um, I eventually I got to sub a little bit. I went for music ed. I should have said that, but subbed a little bit. I had a private school gig that was not really coming off the ground. It basically was just after school lessons like once a week. And then I stumbled into a real big break I got with a local music store.
Don't not say here.
Well, I've got a newspaper article I'm contemplating ripping off the wall. It's got me on it right here, but I think I'll hold off mainly because I'm lazy. But for 2.5 years, I worked at a music store in Knoxville. You can probably there's only one left now, but
Yep.
Last man standing. But man, it was so good to me. It was
kid.
It gave hello running.
Small child.
Oh,
It not only gave me a business, it helped me with customers. It helped me with the mechanics of dealing with instruments in terms of brands that are good, brands that blow, equipment that was good, equipment, and not only that, but making relationships and friendships through that. Viper and I got free tickets to go see Spamalot one time because
that was so much fun.
I knew a friend who was playing in the pit and he had extra roll call tickets, and he's like, "Hey,
That was a
Doc."
spur of the moment too.
Boy, and because Viper was working down the street at insert office supply store here,
Dunder
I texted him
Mifflin.
at 5:55 saying, "Viper, you want to go see Spamalot in half an hour?" And he's like,
I was literally just getting off work, and I was in my car, and he texted me that, and I was like, I don't think I have anything to do. Okay, let's go.
I'm in, son. And that was fun. But like little things like that. And the big break I got was, being there 2.5 years. I would still look for teaching gigs because the owner of the store told me, "Look, we love having you here." I'm tooting my own horn. We love having you here, but we're not going to be able to pay you what a teacher can get. Which, of course, in our state, I already said Knoxville. Guess what? Guess where we're at. Teacher salaries are not great. They're not awful, and it's the most I've ever made at a job, but they're not great compared to other states. So I would look for openings. I had a couple interviews. Nothing really panned out. I think that I was just kind of shoehorned in to have a quota of, we interviewed 3 people, but we really wanted this guy to begin with. And then close to Christmas in 2015, which tells you how long ago this was now, I happened upon a opening at an elementary level, and I walked in on Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th. December 7th? Yes. For an 8 a.m. interview, and I remembered one of the tricks was, if they offer you water, take the water. So when they have a question to ask you and you're not really sure what to say yet, take a sip. And that was my trick, my secret. I had the colors of my college on the tie, and one of the interviewers said, "You're a blah blah school, insert school here, graduate." They were too. Several of them were. And I had an interview at 8, and I was hired by 10 a.m.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I've been there for a decade this December 7th.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think that I've been in a job longer than 3 years.
Before this job, I could and would have said the same thing, but it's went like that, and I can't imagine doing anything else with my job. And I stress on the regular that I'm doing the right thing for these kids in this county, and I want to show the kids that you can make something out of this, and it's something worthwhile, even if they're never going to actually have a job in the music business or career or whatever. They're going to be listening to music on the radio or on their computer. They're going to be singing happy birthday to their friends or their kids one day. They're going to be involved in it to some extent for their whole life, and I want them just to enjoy it. I feel like my classes are kind of a music appreciation, and we've done countless performances. We've done, city things, graduation things.
There has been a couple of times, I don't know if you know this, Doc, but I have met some either kids or adults of these kids, mostly the adults, but they're just like, "Oh, hey, how do you know this person?" I was like, "Well, he's literally my best friend." And they're just like, "Oh, he teaches my son's school."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And so,
Viper's friends, mutual, 6 degrees of separation through for some of my students, and
for quite a bit of them, yeah.
my oldest students now that I've taught are, I think, juniors in college.
Golly, it's hard to
Yeah,
think.
but man, and the icing on the cake is if all this cool stuff wasn't enough, I get to teach my kid. I mean, it is so stinking cool, and I couldn't have asked for a better kid. I mean, and someone's cutting onions in here, damn it! But
It's
it's so
okay.
good. It's so good. I'm so lucky, and it's just great. So now, when it comes to me playing, like personally, I have a standing church gig for holidays back at my hometown. Insert hometown here, but
Ah.
other than that, I play band instruments to make sure I'm better than a sixth grader, and that's about it. But I could smoke them on a trumpet. I told them that the other day during tryouts. I said, I'll get you good on clarinet and flute and saxophone for a year, and then you can wipe the floor with me, but I'll smoke you on trumpet. So,
I have a trumpet behind me.
You didn't say what your main instrument was.
who, me? Oh, trumpet. Although I'm kind of repping Zook's instrument right here. It was on my Amazon wish list at Christmas, and my wife was like, I'm going to buy that. So, yep, that's me. Sorry, I was a little long winded there too, but it's been a long decade and it's been a good one, man. So,
So, with that being said, so all three of us went to the same college together. We all
insert
majored
college
in
here.
music. Insert college here. We all majored in some kind of music. And we all had to take one
Don't say it.
one level of expertise class,
Don't say it.
and it was to be proficient at playing piano.
Oh my God, I forgot
And
about
I think,
a lot of
Doc,
stories here.
Doc, you know where this is going. I
I
don't
do.
know I don't really know how
I know
stressful.
this. I know the story about what you did.
There's a lot that
I
I.
tell my students about you all the time, Viper, because they'll go up and we'll do like a little rhythm exercise on a drum, and every once in a while, I'll let you share the main thing, but they'll do the thing you did, and I'll say, my best friend in college, he did that once on a proficiency, and they said something like, "Please refrain from da da da." I'll let you tell it. I'm not going to steal your thing, but
I'm trying to think of what you're thinking of because I was gonna go a different way.
oh, okay. Well, I'll spill the beans on this one. We were having piano proficiencies, and slight flashback to me. I was similar to Alden, where he was like doing theory. We had a high school theory class, which helped a lot because I smoked the vocalist I was in freshman year in theory. But that's not saying much because I'm an idiot. But anyway, proficiency. They gave us a preliminary test when he came in there, and I was like, okay. Well, I've never played piano before, so I walked in and sat down, and there was Dr. Dunn because Dr. Dunn's she like retired the year after we got there. But
Yeah.
she goes, "All right, tell me where middle C is," and I went, "All right, point at it." She goes, "And we're done with the proficiency," because I didn't know jack.
That was like me in undergrad. There was a class that it was a really like a major gambit. The class was immediately you start and they're like, here's the deal. It's a computer proficiency class using computers and using the Office suite. If you can come in here and pass the pretest, you walk out of here today with 3 credit hours. You're done. You don't have to come back for the entire hour or for the entire semester. This class is done. And I sit down and like the first question was about Excel, and I was like, Herbie Hancock.
I guess I'm stuck here.
And I failed it. I was like, all right, so let's buckle up.
But to set that up, what was it, a minimum of 2 years piano?
So you had to have 2 years of piano, and then you could test out of it. And then if you failed your test, you had to be in purgatory. Okay. And
I didn't
we named
remember
this-
that part, but
You might have not had to go into purgatory.
yeah, I didn't have
but
to
God
go to
dang, I lived in purgatory. Okay. I am not a piano player.
Because my first semester with you all was your senior year, which means you would have already should have been done with it for a year. And you were in purgatory when I met you, so you had been in it for over a year at this point. Because you're supposed to finish it at the end of your
I was
sophomore
in
year.
purgatory a long time.
Yeah, you're supposed to finish at the end of your sophomore year. You were still in it in senior year. So
Yeah.
could you only test that at the end of the semesters too, or did you have to take like a purgatory class?
I think there was a middle test and then an ending test.
Okay. Well, anyway, I remember going back to back. I think you went in for one, and I was right after you for one of them. And
I think I know which story you're talking about, but
I can't remember all the deets, but we compared notes afterwards, and you had walked out of the proficiency and said, "I didn't know what I was doing, so I just."
okay. So I'm sitting here and I'm trying. I'm honestly I'm trying to focus, and then something goes blank. Okay, it happens. I'm old. I'm fat. I'm ugly. It happens. So I was just sitting there and nothing comes to my mind. So I was just like, boom. And literally, the instructors wrote on the piece of paper, "Please refrain from hitting your head on the piano."
I thought they said like, "Please refrain from karate moves."
Either way.
I really hope you kept that paper somewhere. Stuff.
I didn't keep any of that stuff. I don't have anything from college.
I've got a couple of things I've discovered at Dad's over the years, but
So I decided that I was going to practice in the piano right next to a judge or a professor that I knew for sure was going to be in that room. I don't think Alden might not know this, but I know, Doc, you know this. And I would literally go in there every single day as much as I could and play freaking hymns. Now, if you're not a piano person, but these hymns are psychotic, and they should not be. But you have to literally play Awkward Turtle when you're playing hymns.
I don't remember Awkward Turtling. But I will admit,
maybe that's why I was in purgatory for so freaking long.
Wait! I'm gonna throw myself under the bus though. You had to have like a minimum of 8 songs prepped for proficiency for hymns, because we went to
I think so, yeah.
liberal arts Christian college here. I had maybe 5. I didn't have 8 prepped. So I lucked out on that one. The only thing I failed on my proficiency, and they gave you like a mulligan or whatever, was I failed my F sharp minor scales. That's the only thing I failed.
Oh,
See,
come on,
I think
bro.
I
It's
nailed
just
my
A
skills
major.
at the very beginning.
It's just A major. Come on.
Well, my hands were like dur flirt fart fart.
3
fart.
sharps, bro. 3 sharps.
You know, so that was the only thing I kind of bombed.
But
I struggled with mine a little bit, but my path to proficiency was a lot different than your all's, because like I mentioned earlier, I was a transplant. I did not begin the school until I was a junior, so my first semester was class piano 1, where everyone else should have already been done. So because of that, my schedule never allowed me to take class piano 2, 3, or 4. So I took private lessons with an instructor for a year and a half. And because of that, I was part of the piano studio. And because of that, I was required to go to rep class every Friday. And
I didn't realize
know that.
the piano majors had to take
it
rep class.
sucked.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
no, I didn't know that.
And you know what's worse? I had to perform in front of all the pianists.
You were being... Wait, I'm going to use abbreviations. Were you with RF, or were you with TM, or were you with
MH?
Oh, that was my third one.
So
Yeah.
he was the one that I knew was going to be in there, and I practiced
loved
right
MH.
next to him.
He was so cool.
Oh, he
And
was
there was a
cool.
lot of times that I screamed a lot of profanity, and I threw that dang hymnal halfway across, like I was beating it. And I knew that he heard it too, because he popped out and he saw me, and I was just going crazy in one of those practices. Now, for those that don't know, and there's a couple that have never been in a practice room, it's literally a small cubicle size 4-story room with no color. They're all like bleach white walls and almost like you're in a sane asylum.
I
Okay.
was going to say they just needed some padding, and I would have felt right at home.
It feels like if you go and tour a new build home and you find a room that's big enough to put a piano and nothing else, and like, perfect, we need about 30 of these.
Exactly.
But take out the carpet and put down a tile.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it was.
And it's good for macking in the dark, because I walked in one time and found 2 people macking in the dark, and I was like, I just need this stand. And they're like, okay, see you, Doc. I was like, bye. And you just hear them macking some more when I close the door. I was like, okay,
you never know what you're going to open whenever you open the door.
Now.
Viper and I, he'd slam a thing of Tubbs root beer on the piano.
That's the next thing that I was going to say is I literally walked to the store because I was so frustrated. Walked back with the 12 case of like
I want to say it was Tubbs
brand root beer.
Yeah,
it was something like
I've never heard of Tubbs root beer.
And you probably will never again. You probably will never hear of it again. But I slammed it on the computer and I was like, all right, let's crack one open for the boys.
Swig of root beer for the working man.
But by God, I finished that. And literally, I think they all clapped whenever I finished.
What were the components to proficiency? I don't remember. There was hymns,
so
improvisation,
scales, and prepared pieces.
Prepared pieces.
And that was it, probably.
I think there was 8 sections.
Yeah,
Sight reading,
there was 8 sections too.
Transposition.
Oh, I didn't remember transposition.
I can't remember, but there were 8 parts, and it was broken like you had to do the first 4 sections in the first section of proficiency, and then the next 4 in the second half or something like that. But it was hard. Yeah, I struggled.
Yeah, it was extremely hard.
I appreciated it because I use it in class sometimes, mainly with the super young kids, because sometimes I use like a vocal exercise with them, and I disguise it as a game where I'll use 3 solfege syllables, and I'll just say, I call them hand signs or words, and they'll sing them back.
Do your jutsus.
But if they sing the syllables, me do do, me do do, they turn into a dodo bird and they all hoot and holler and go ape. So, oh my God, you're a bird! It's so great. Or then I'll use. There's a new one that I've been using lately where I go from salami, so it sounds like salami. Salami, he said salami. So I love it.
But there was a lot of fun times. There's a lot of cool things we did. Was able to do in college, whether it's together or in class.
We had some good teachers.
We had some really good teachers.
I really like the history teacher.
So I saw something on Facebook the other day, and I'm going to show you this picture. And one of our professors was cleaning out one of the lockers and found a whole lot of these playing cards. She flipped one over, and this is what she saw.
Oh, I think I know what's going on here. Oh my God.
So if you do not know, that is me. Yeah, Petrushka.
Yeah, that's her user ID, Petrushka. No one.
Why are you on a playing card?
Because I made that for a Halloween, and like I literally put a bunch of them up because I gave them to. I gave them to Dr. Holder.
That was the night I first started hanging out with my wife. Like that's the first time we started talking. Wait,
yeah. Is that the night that your ear went?
That night, and I was Two-Face.
I think no.
No, you were something else that night.
I was Zack
Ryder. That's what it was.
When you were Two-Face.
Yeah. They had multiple years for Halloween parties. So
was that 2011?
11 should be the year. 11 should be the year because Emily and I started dating in November of 2011.
Yeah, so that was my first year there. I remember that Halloween party. I laid on the little pew out in the lobby the entire time while everyone, and I was just sitting
Oh
there.
yeah, you were brooding
I
over something.
I don't know why. I was just lying
I
there
know
like,
why.
shut up.
I know why.
For no reason too. It was
Meanwhile,
completely
I was just losing the
unsubstantiated for me
circulation in my
to
ear.
be depressed that night. I convinced myself everything was bad and there was nothing wrong.
Your diary, mood apathetic.
I just remember two
Hey, a
people
cat
having a
button.
lightsaber duel that night.
I vaguely remember that. I do remember walking around Walmart in my Two-Face makeup too.
I remember your ear about to fall off.
Yeah, it was bright purple, and then the girl that I started dating and then became my wife was like, "You need to take that off." And I'm like, "But costume." It was a cool little trick. I was Two-Face, and I shaved half my beard, and I had a night class before.
I remember that. I do
was pretty
remember that
cool.
costume.
Yeah. So they I shaved
Because
half
I
my
helped
beard
you
off.
do some of the side of your face.
Yeah, I was like, I need help, Zook, because we went to the bathroom and he was just drawing all over my face.
I remember a lot about that night now. I remember before the party, I walked to McDonald's 2 blocks away, and some guy drove by and screamed the F slur at me. So that was cool.
Fajitas?
Yes, he called me fajitas.
My favorite F word. Viper. Didn't we have brass ensemble rehearsal that night too? Because we walked across the street and ran into Sailor Moon and Sailor Venus. You remember that?
Oh, I definitely remember Sailor Moon and Sailor Venus.
Because I said something and it was misconstrued as me hitting on them, and then I was like, in retrospect, okay, but that's not what I meant. I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, we were walking across the street to go to the party, and then we walked by Sailor Moon and Sailor Venus, who, Alden, you know, there are other. Well, one of them was music. I don't think the other one was.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I know both of them. That's the amazing part. Is immediately as soon as you said it, I'm like,
yeah,
yep,
I say it, and I'm like,
it's because when you see their outfit, you kind of can't get it out of your head.
I just remember who they are because I still talk to one of them occasionally.
I run
which
into
one?
because she's a teacher.
Moon.
Okay.
Is it the continent or is it the one that married Petrushka's son?
The latter.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we can only.
I was like, what?
We
I
can
was like,
only,
wait a minute.
we can only speak in code for so long before we start naming names.
I will
yeah.
say we probably need to wrap up soon.
Okay.
If anyone has a target to raid out to, I have no one in particular in mind.
The one you were watching last night that was playing Wind Waker, is she on?
She is not, unfortunately.
Okay.
She is cool. She is not on though. It technically is your turn, Dr. J, but if you want to pass to Viper, that is totally fine.
I'll pass. I'm still getting used to doing the raid stuff, so I'll get it eventually.
It's all good.
I'm still kind of the antisocial butterfly when it comes to this stuff. But
you're fine, dog.
Alden, you starting anything new? I forget. I know you're finishing 10-2.
I'm going to try to finish 10-2 tomorrow night, and I might even do Sunday night if I don't finish tomorrow because I don't have to work Monday, so I can pull in later tomorrow. But next week, I'm probably going to just mess around Monday and Wednesday, try to find something I can complete in 2 days before starting anything intense because I am going to start Chronos the New Dawn next Saturday.
Are you picking up Silent Hill F?
I am. I'm gonna start it at the beginning of October. I'm gonna wait like a week after it comes out.
I'm gonna wait till it and Metal Gear Delta go down in an earlier round. So
that's probably a good idea too. Better not to play it when it's super fresh because you'll just get lost.
Because everybody's gonna be playing it. Yeah.
That it'll be cheaper.
That's what happened with Silent Hill 2 for me. Is I played it and had like 2 viewers because everyone was already watching other people play it. But I still had fun with it. All right, you got anybody in mind?
Let's see. I'm trying to pull everything up. I think so. I think we can. We can go raid Drugel.
Oh yeah, let's see. He's online. Okay, let's do it.
He's playing his first play of Final Fantasy X-2.
Oh, he's finally made it to 10-2. I saw he was working on the first one. Yeah. Excellent. All right, cool. Well, then that'll be a good segue into me playing it tomorrow because that'll be so much fun for everyone. I'm just kidding. I'm dying inside.
I typed the raid message in chat, so go ahead and copy that. If you are not following all 3 amazing people, definitely give them a follow. watch all of their stuff because they are amazing people. Doc, do you have anything going on before we rate out?
Milo's in the background.
I'm Kingdom Hearts 3 in it, and I'm liking it so far. And I know y'all are gonna hate me for enjoying it more than Kingdom Hearts 2.
Fine.
I love it.
I'm ready to play them all again. Honestly, I don't know if I'll stream it, so I might just go and start playing it at some point.
But I did start Alone in the Dark, and I did not get very far at all. And I'm going in blind because I don't really know a lot of my Alone in the Dark lore. So I know it's got the dude from Stranger Things as the main character. He's Edward.
Oh, you're
Carnaby.
playing the new one, David Harbour?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it was relatively cheap at the local used game store here. So I picked it up with trade, and of course, then it goes on PlayStation Plus like literally 2 weeks later. But whatever. I'm not going far, but I'm digging it. I may, if I finish it, I may go back and stream as the second character because it's a 2-character. It's like a Chris and Jill thing, but Stranger Things boy and random girl.
All right.
And then I'm doing a first playthrough of The Last of Us on Saturday and Sunday. That's so much fun. Even though I have to shush myself because I think that my computer can hear me. So that's what I'm doing. So we'll go ahead and rate out. Thank you for everybody for coming in chat, listening to us, and being a part of this.
If you don't see us on our individual channels the next few days, we'll see you next Friday for episode 4, and hopefully our last solo episode. We're going to try to start having guests on after next Friday if we can get them together. I know we have one lined up for episode 6, but we need to try to find someone for 5. But go give some love to Droogle. He's a friend of the podcast. Well, the individuals. I don't know if he even knows about the podcast, but he's a friend of all of us individually.
I have messaged him about the podcast.
He helped give me a start on Twitch, so he's a really cool dude. So we're going to rate out to him now, and I hope you guys have a good time. Enjoyed it. As always, we'll upload this Sunday night to YouTube and Spotify, and we'll see you next time. See you guys.
Ooses.
Ooses.